Hello. We are going to be making paper flowers, and I'm going to be making them in a few different ways, and then I'm going to make something with a couple of the paper flowers. And this is kind of one video out of a couple I will try and do this month. The challenge in the Facebook group, the Foxy Crafters, this month is to use your punches. I was absolutely kind of gobsmacked how many punches I have and how little I use them. So I really wanted to kind of push us to use these unused and unloved punches this month in March. Now, just because I'm making paper flowers right now, I'm not going to be making paper flowers in every video, maybe two, but you do not need to use flowers. You can use any punch you have. The next video I do will be just using a circle punch. So, you know, there's the option to use a circle punch. And I would recommend watching videos. Go out there, find some people you haven't seen, look for some punch videos and see if you can get some inspiration to use yours. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, this is the pretty measly flower punch that I have. I'm just going to punch 3 out of that. Okay, 3 really basic flowers. Now let's ink them, shall we, just to give them a little bit of oomph. Got a bit of scrap here that's going to be used. So this is the most basic. No, let's not even do that, because then we'll have to wait for it to dry. Let's use just some, and we'll turn them over just in case you see the back. Just brush a little bit of ink on those flowers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the first flower, I'm just going to take my these and just curl the petals underneath, just very lightly, just curl them under. And obviously these are not the best thing to use, so they're not really curling as such, but we're giving them a bit of shape. Okay, dab of glue on this base one, take that flower, slightly overlap it and push that down. Right, same with this one. I'm just going to curl these petals, dab of glue, pick up your flower, slightly overlap it. Now, I did not put that in the right place, but we've got the start of a flower. And now I'm going to put a little dab of glue, grab a gem, and stick that in the middle. Okay, so there is a very basic flower, but it's quite effective. It would look great in a journal, on any embellishment, I think. So that, super fast. This can be done sitting on your sofa watching your favourite TV show or a movie, you know. And that is a great way to use some of these unloved punches. And I'm going to tell you where this all started from, actually. I wanted some flowers for a project that I've got planned, not for a bit, but, you know. And I purchased some items from Hobbycraft. Now, I didn't actually want these, but I bought these. And £2.75, you know, they're not a huge amount of money, but this one is ripped. That one is ripped. That body is, I can't even tell you how wonky. This body is not even in the middle. You can see all of the glue, you know. So they are actually sending me another pack, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not holding out much hope that they're going to be better than these ones. And I also purchased some flowers. Now, there were 20 of them, don't get me wrong, but £2.75 for 20 of those. And I thought, that's a lot of money for something I can make. And digging through my punches, I found this one, which is, you know, not far off. I mean, this is donkey's years old, really is. So this is not the flower that I wanted. The flower I wanted are the ones we're going to try and recreate tomorrow, or, you know, in the next video. But yeah, those, I think I could make 20 of those and they would be a fraction of £2.75. But we're going to go further. We're going to make these even better. So I'm going to use this piece of paper that I've already been using, and I'm just going to trim off that because it will just make life a little bit easier. And what this is, by the way, is this is just a very thin, cheap cartridge paper from a cartridge paper drawing book, and I think this one came from the Works. Really cheap, really, really cheap paper. Now I'm going to screw it up this way, and I'm going to give it some twists, and that way, and then I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to screw it up this way, and again give it some twists both directions and open that out. Now I'm not going to lie to you, it is slightly more difficult to punch with your screwed up paper, but it's worth it. And like I said, I cut out 2 pages like this last night just sitting on the sofa. So I'm going to just cut out what I want for this. So let's go 3 again. Actually, let's cut out another 3 just for, I would probably try and get these a bit closer together. Right, so now we have these screwed up pieces, and they already, in my view, look better. Let me bring the camera down. Here we go. So let me just show you in case you couldn't get a good view. That's our really simple ones, and these are our inked ones. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to grab I'm using walnut stain, and I'm just going to dab those with my brush. Now they already look more like those, you know, in terms of grunginess and distress. Right, now the first one, right, so this one I'm going to do the same as I did with the other one. I'm just going to curl back some of these petals. Like that. We're going to glue that one, and I'm going to glue that one. The camera is exceptionally close to my face now, so I apologise if you can hear me breathing. And now let's add a little gem to this one. And you can see the difference in those. Just having that screwed up paper makes a huge difference. Now for this one, that's going to be my bottom. Well, let's do this one because actually I'm going to put that one on the top because that's the darkest. So I'm going to squeeze my petal and just push it in against my fingernail. And all those, I'm going to do the same with those. Woo! What's a daisy? That one. That one. Right. Now I actually want to do the bottom petal too, which I haven't done. If you have trouble with this, what you could do is use your tweezers to fold it in half and then give it a little push against your finger. So just close your tweezers around it and fold your petal and then just give it a little push against your finger. So we're going to do the same process. I'm going to put a bit of glue on that one and that one. Now put my chunky thumbs. Just need to add another bit to that. And let's put a little gem in this one. So there we have our three kind of different flowers, all using the same punch. Now I then put these into my box and gave them a spray and some splatters, which I would actually recommend you do before you put the gems on if you want to add splatters. But that, you could make 20 of these very quickly, and they would certainly be worth more than £2.75, I think. Okay, so we're going to use the same again. Let's leave those in shot so you can see them. This time I'm going to use some scrap paper bag. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm going to cut a straight edge on here so I can use the punch. I'm going to screw this up again. This time I'm going to use my ink, but I'm going to use my blending tool to just blend some of those little creases and just see. Well, I haven't done one of these yet, so this is going to be a little trial, see how they look. I just think you could make these even cheaper if you have an old paper bag. That's actually got stuck now, so I'm going to have to chuck that on the floor in a little while to get that to lighten up. Now I'm going to do the same again, squeeze all of my petals and just push those in. I hope I'm not blocking out the light too much. Let's see if I can get this on. Hopefully that will help. I've got one this side too. Right. They already look so different in this brown paper. Okay, so same process, exactly the same. Right, so there are some of our flowers. Now I'm going to use an idea from the fabulous, oh, just dropped another load of stuff on the floor. I'm going to use some file folder for this. This idea comes from Corey. Watched it, I think she did this. I'm not sure. I think Corey did a flower video quite a while ago. Right, I'm just going to cut some green circles. 2 will do. And I'm going to just put this back into my circle punch. And there we have a leaf. We can get 2 out of that, I think, if I could possibly. There we go. Look at that. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do with these rather tiny leaves is just fold them along my tweezers. And just put a couple of little creases in there just to give that a little bit of interest. And let's do that same process where I'm just pinching and squeezing. Same there. Just give that a little bit of a wiggle to get some creases and interest into that. A little bit of glue. I think that's awesome, and that is just scrap paper bag, scrap file folder, 1 punch and a gem, and I love it. I love it. So I'm going to make more of those, and I am going to make something with this. Right. So this one is 135 GSM. This is slightly thicker than what I've just used to make those flowers. Now, another one of my unused punches is this little tag. I'm going to do that. And another one of my unused punches is, I have a few, maybe 3, 4, 5 of these Martha Stewart punches. Never ever use them, and this is a bit of trial and error because I'm not sure exactly where that's going to cut, but I'm going to just punch and hope for the best. That's not too bad. I can live with that. It's not brilliant, but it's not too bad. Okay, and yet another punch. Let's go for our teeny tiny hole punch. Right, I'm going to grab my brush, and this is Vintage Photo. And now I'm going to go for walnut stain. Just to darken that bottom piece up a little bit. Let's, my good old faithful, I have all of my stamps in a Tim Holtz stamp folder, and I've got to be honest with you, I don't think it's working for me really. I would much prefer to have my stamps to hand. They're not really sticky anymore anyway because I haven't cleaned them. But that 3 punches to make that tiny little. Now I'm gonna glue the back of my flower. Just hold that into place. Got a bulb pin or a garment pin, depending on what you call them wherever you are. And I'm gonna attach that. And there we have a very, very, very cute little embellishment, and it's virtually free. Virtually free, because I have already got this punch. I'm gonna have to drop it, just bear with me. There we go. It's because we already have the punch. I'm using something I haven't used for a long time. So your challenge, if you choose to accept it for the Facebook Foxy Crafters, is to create something with punches. I'm going to be making some flowers with a circle punch in another video. But I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my unused punches. Well, maybe this one's not so unused. I do use that one. And I use the circle one. So that was a bit of a lie. But 2 out of the 5 punches I have not picked up for an extremely long time. Probably I've only picked them up to move them around and to put into a new spot in my craft room. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were going to take this challenge on, and I would love to see what you make. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.